Well, obviously, what is going on at the Nigerian border shows that there's really no law and order in Nigeria. Because remember the time where, the government is actually now blaming NSAS protesters of, the smuggling that's happening at the Nigerian border. Remember that the president says that because of smugglers and all the likes and everything, that they decided to shut the border since last year, August. And up to this moment, that border is yet to be open. And yet, they said that custom has been crying out now that smugglers are reigning large despite the border closure, because they keep smuggling in foods and other items into the country, making it very difficult for the Nigerian market, local market, to actually, you know, uh, compete favorably with other markets. But all the same, remember that the government also opened the same border few weeks ago for Dangote cement to be taken out of the country. And yet there are other very big companies too that would want to send out product, but yet they never allow, but they could allow Dangote alone to do that. And since then was when the smuggling started, and yet they are blaming it on NSAS protesters. Well, I hope that God would actually save all NSAS protesters from the blame game the government is actually playing, because it is very pathetic that the government can be blaming the citizens for their lack of responsibility. Where there's no law, there's no order. And that is exactly what is happening in the country today. Anyway, more details I'll bring to you shortly. But please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, ensure you hit the subscribe button, and also give this video a thumbs up, hit that like button right there, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you get notified anytime we drop a new video. All right, my people, without wasting much of your time, let us dive right into the details of this report, as it says that as the Yuletide season approaches, more smuggled items, mainly foreign parboiled rice, tomato paste, frozen chicken, and cars, are still being smuggled into the country in large scale. Closure of Nigerian borders notwithstanding, investigation says that tons of foreign rice flooded Nigerian markets after the enter's unrest tended to relax border security. Although there was no official directive to relax border operations, it was gathered that the hard knocks of security forces by restive youths during the protest forced officers to exercise restraint, especially as one of the operatives was killed and many were injured. However, the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) said it is strictly manning the nation's gateway in line with its mandate to protect the country against importation of illicit items. With the massive smuggling, price of foreign parboiled rice has dropped sharply from about 35,000 naira to about 22,000 naira depending on location. This, according to sources, was not unconnected with the prevailing smuggling activities, as price of foreign rice drops. That of its local variant remained stagnant at between 21,000 naira and 25,000 naira. This situation makes it difficult for Nigerian rice to compete favorably in the market. It was also visited at the Idiroko border in Ogun State had found that security officers have completely shut off official border posts, while illicit activities are concurrently going on unhindered at unapproved routes, popularly called bush paths. Unapproved routes are busier than official ones, with hundreds of motorbikes moving across the borders of the Republic of Benin and Nigeria, engaging in illegal trade. A security officer at the border confided in us and said that security personnel were aware of happenings at the bush paths, which are more than 100 in Ogun State alone. He said officers are routinely patrol the route because there were too many to cover. Besides, the officer disclosed that the bush path became more dangerous for officers because smugglers who were more familiar with the terrain could lay ambush for them and their team. Interaction with traders around the border revealed that the notorious smugglers use the night as cover and move in convoy. It is entirely an industry. They have groups and godfathers who front for them. They are armed and full of charm. They are notorious and difficult to confront. Some of their godfathers have link with security agencies, so they know when to move, and they move massively. They make the price of rice cheaper. We bought from them at 16,000 naira and resell at 18,000 naira, a source at Owode told us. It was observed that some petty smugglers at the border communities bargaining and rebagging foreign rice. Many of those involved were locals who resell the commodities wholesale. Others deal in palm oil, groundnut oil, frozen chicken, tomato paste, sugar, and others. At about 9:10 a.m. when at about 9:10 a.m. on Tuesday, when it was visited, the border post was almost empty with just few officers on duty. There was no movement of any sort, and the rotten gates leading to the Republic of Benin were duly locked. Only one officer of the Immigration Service was on duty. He was sitting far from the gate, wearing mufti with his camouflage cap. He roared at us on attempt to cross the border. "Hey, young man, where are you going? Do you know where you're going? Where are you coming from? Who are you? What do you work?" The intimidating question came in torrents, leaving no room for reporter to process any of them. Then, looking a bit calmer after due response from the reporter, who presented himself as an innocent visitor to the border, the officer said, "You are at the border, you cannot go in. The border is closed. If you know what to do, you will pass. You will pay yourself in, or you go and pass another unapproved route." When asked how much it cost to cross the border, he said 1,000 naira. Then the reporter said, "Thank you," and turned back. The officer then called out, this time with a more gentle voice, "How much can you pay?" He entreated, "Don't worry, thank you," the reporter said, and immediately left the area. At the bush part, several vehicles were seen crossing over, while motorbikes dominated the routes, conveying passengers and goods such as rice, chicken, sugar, palm oil, tomato paste, amongst others. So you see exactly what we are talking about, where there's no rule of law. Everything is just going haywire. That is exactly the kind of country we live in today. There's no law and order. See, where a border that they have been screaming that has been closed since last year. Imagine the activities going on there. Even the officers and securities in charge are even collecting 1,000 naira for people to cross over. Shameful. Well, guys, I don't know what you have to say about this. Drop it in the comment section and give this video a thumbs up. Do have a pleasant time. Bye for now.